Caceres across. Wiley Mumba on the edge of his box. Good defending. Good defending, Redmont. Just get rid. How is that the way that we concede? How is that the way that we concede? We have some good news and some bad news at the beginning of today's episode. The good news is that you're going to get 2 episodes in one. The bad news is that an issue with my microphone means I lost the audio from this first episode. So I'll just be showing you the highlights from the game that we played, as well as the results from the games that we simmed in this first episode, and then we'll get into a full episode after that. We're at a crucial stage of the season, so this isn't exactly ideal, and apologies for it, but sometimes these things happen and we're working around it as best as we can. So 3 games to get to in the first of the 2 episodes today. We're going to play a game against Brentford. We're then going to quick sim games against West Ham and against Bournemouth. We currently sit in 18th place and Brentford are just a couple of places above us. So again, it is a crucial game as we try and fight for survival in the Premier League here in Season 5. This will be how Brentford line up. The former Redmont Rangers loanee Keane Lewis-Potter out on the left there. And then this will be our own starting 11 for today's game. We're a little less than match fit across the board today, so it's going to be a struggle. But we can lift ourselves out of the relegation zone with a win here today, so we do need a good performance despite the lack of fitness. Takes us a little while to get going in the game, but we do break the deadlock just before half-time. A Christian Caceres corner is headed initially by Josh Sargent in the box. It falls eventually to Matthew Garbett, who heads over the Brentford goalkeeper and between the bar and the head of the Brentford defender, who was on the line trying to clear. Squeezed it into the one place that it needed to be, really, to end up in the back of the net. Matthew Garbett, a player I swore I'd never play again, but we don't have the deepest squad. I didn't really have too many options in central midfield, and he has repaid my continued faith in him here. Double our lead just after half-time. The ball is worked down the left-hand side after a Redmont Rangers free kick, crossed into the box, and Samson Tavide headers a powerful effort beyond the goalkeeper. He's had a decent season at the top level, Tavide. He's not really imposed himself on the squad exactly, but he's come up big with a few key goals at key moments, and he's come up with another one here. So those are the only 2 goals of the game. Matthew Garber and Samson Tavide securing a 2-0 victory for Redmont Rangers here against Brentford at Redmont Arena. And the team carries that momentum into the next game against West Ham. A strong opposition, but somehow we managed to come away with a victory. Goals from Josh Sargent and Alex Petit getting the job done to make it 2 wins from 2 in this first episode, which leaves only a final game against Bournemouth to quick sim. Unfortunately, we don't get the result we're looking for in this one. Bournemouth defeat us 2-0 at Redmont Arena. But we do lift ourselves out of the relegation zone at the very least. Just 1 place and 1 point above Nottingham Forest, who sit in that final relegation place in 18th in the Premier League. And it is a game against Nottingham Forest that we will play in the second half of today's double header. So without further ado, I will return you back to regularly scheduled programming. It's crunch time here in the Premier League in today's episode of the Redmont Rangers Road to Glory career mode here on EAFC24. 3 big games to get to. Today we have Burnley away from home, we have Spurs at home, and then we have Nottingham Forest away from home. So 2 big away games. If we take a look at the Premier League table, we can see Burnley are 2 places below us in the relegation zone on 27 points. We are 7 points ahead of them with 32 games played each. Nottingham Forest just a place below us, also in the relegation zone, level on points this time, but we have 2 games in hand on Nottingham Forest. So 2 massive away games. Burnley we're going to simulate, Nottingham Forest we're going to play. I think today could be the episode where we determine whether or not we are staying in the Premier League next season. So, trips to Turf Moor to kick things off. They've got Dewsbury Hall in midfield, Aaron Ramsey, Jeremy Doku, Cunha up front as well. So, a really strong Burnley team. Chileta Carr at centre-back as well. So, surprising to see Burnley down in the relegation zone since they have strengthened their team so much. This is going to be R11. We're going to go with the 3-1-4-2 since it tends to perform fairly well in Sim. So Sargent and Saar up front, Mumba and Dumfries as the wide defenders. And we do go down 2-1 to Burnley. Dewsbury Hall scoring the winner late after Sargent opened the scoring and Burnley equalised a little before half time. So not an ideal start to the episode. Burnley could well have struck a blow to our promotion, not promotion, but our survival chances there with that 2-1 win. So let's just see how we do against Spurs. I mean, I can't imagine we get anything from the game. And our performance is under review. Nathan Baxter wants to leave the club. Fair enough. He's not getting any game time at all. Alexander Bobek's just been so much better. I don't think we can expect to get anything from this game, really, against Spurs. So it's just a completely free roll against Tottenham. If we get anything, it's going to be a bonus. But we have to assume that we're going to come away with 0 points here, even though we are at Redmont Arena. And we do come away with 0. Josh Sargent scores again. Dumfries, I think, with his first goal for Redmont. But again, it's a late goal. This time by Orban, who grabs the win for Spurs. We do see Burnley lose 4-1 to Liverpool, though. So how does that leave things at this stage? Real Sociedad with a loan offer for Nathan Baxter. Wolves with an offer as well, which we can accept. Just a loan to buy, which I think is fine, to be fair. And let's see how the table stands as we enter this game against Nottingham Forest. We are in the relegation zone now after that defeat against Spurs, or after back-to-back defeats against Burnley and then Spurs. So level on games with Nottingham Forest now, and level on points. One game in hand over Burnley, who are on 31. So if we win this game, we would go 3 points ahead of Nottingham Forest and 6 points ahead of Burnley. And we would all have played the same number of games. We would also go 2 points ahead of Wolves. Depending on Brentford's result and who do Brentford play. Can't see who Brentford play at this point. Brentford's next game is against Sheffield United, so we'll assume that they'll win. So we could climb as high as 15th, I guess, technically, if we get a win here against Nottingham Forest. So probably not going to decide whether we stay up or go down this season, this final game. However, it is going to be a pretty influential game. Let's go. Do we continue with the 3-1-4-2 against Nottingham Forest, or do we go back to the 5-2-3? Let's go with the 3-1-4-2 against Nottingham Forest. Let's go out aggressive. Let's get on the front foot. They're playing a 5-2-3, so it could well work in our favour. Let's go with the white away kit here as well for this particular game. At the City ground. And let's see what we can do. Tough game. Big game. Monumental game in the history of Redmont Rangers. One of the more important games we've ever played, you would probably say. So let's kick things off here at the City ground and try desperately to get a win. So important that we get 3 points here today. It could make or break our season. I feel like every episode for the last, 3-4 episodes has basically been that. It's been make or break for us. Because Sarah spreads it out wide to Barley Mumba early. Shmaila Sarr starting up front today. Here's Alex Petit. Here's Christian Caceres. Is going to strike from range. What a strike it is. Goalkeeper makes a save. Ended up being pretty much straight at the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper. Looked like it was going to be a little more dangerous for a moment. We have Matthew Garbutt in midfield. I did vow never to play him again in a recent episode. Didn't really notice that I had him in the game. Josh Sargent, can he beat his centre-back? Yes, he can. Can he get his shot off? Tries to lay it back to Matthew Garbutt instead. Good bright start here from Redmont. Need to be careful with Nottingham Forest on the break, though. Cut out really well by Denzel Dumfries. Caceres lays it off to Cartwright. Cartwright out to Armstrong. Armstrong's been such a good find for us this season. Here's Matthew Garbutt. Denzel Dumfries on the right. Corner. Free kick. Assistant linesman. What a role that would be. Assistant referee waves his flag, indicates a handball in there. Matthew Garbutt up to try and win the header. Goes out for a Redmont Rangers corner this time. Caceres is going to put it in. Josh Sargent's there. Can't quite win it. Matthew Garbutt, again, he's going to have room to strike. Over the bar. But again, promising signs here. Early in this game, it's been all Redmont Rangers to begin. We need to continue with this pressure, and we need to make this pressure count. We have tough games coming up in the very last episode. We have, I believe, Chelsea, Sheffield United, Manchester United. So Sheffield United will almost certainly be the game that we play, just because we are so much more likely to get a result in that game than either of the others. And if we can manage to get a win here at the City Ground and then go and add 3 more points against Sheffield United, it might not matter what we do in those other 2 games against Chelsea and Man United. We don't want to be leaving ourselves having to get a result against one of those 2 teams. We want to try and secure our promotion without having to rely on getting points against Chelsea or Manchester United. So we have to be at our best here. And we've had a good start to the game. Matthew Garbutt pressing high up the pitch. Jesse Cartwright comes across brilliantly to snuff that out. Alex Petit out to the left-hand side rather. Matthew Garbutt inside. Josh Sargent up ahead of him. Just going to drive at the Nottingham Forest back line. Tries to play it out wide to Denzel Dumfries, but it's cut out. Alex Petit can't quite steal the ball away. Barlin Mumba defends well, puts it out for a throw in. That'll do though, that'll do. I don't mind that too much. Just going to give us a chance to regroup. Josh Sargent can't quite steal the ball away. That was close. That was close. Caceres doing well just to form a barrier between himself and our back line. Ismail Assar up to Josh Sargent. He's one-on-one with the Nottingham Forest defender. He just takes it outside. Probably the wrong option. Probably would have been better to try and cut inside there at least. Might not have come off, but probably would have led to something a little better than what it ended up being. Josh Sargent still pressing high along with Matthew Garbutt. Trying to pin Nottingham Forest deep. It's exactly what we managed to do. Ismail Assar getting in there as well, almost stealing the ball away. Nottingham Forest work it out well though. Alex Petit now taking up the mantle. Barlin Mumba just allows Nottingham Forest player in behind. We are going to be facing 2-on-1s down the flanks. But we're going to have to kind of accept that that's the case. Sarah's across. Barlin Mumba on the edge of his box. Good defending. Good defending, Redmont. Just get rid. How is that the way that we concede? How is that the way that we concede? Bobek smashes it into Jesse Cartwright's face. And it's an own goal that puts us 1-0 down. The season on the line. The season on the line. That's how it happens. Right, we're going to have to fight our way back into this game then. Give us a free kick. How is that how it happens? Oh, I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated. If we go down this season because of that, I'll be outraged. And we can't win the ball back. Somehow, the Nottingham Forest attacker gets through that. 2 Redmont Rangers players. I'm absolutely spamming tackle. I'm still absolutely spamming it. Somehow he comes away with the ball. Matthew Garbutt. Arthur Armstrong over on the left-hand side. Barley Mumba up ahead of him. Nothing on. Jesse Cartwright. Caleb Taylor. Christian Caceres. Arthur Armstrong again. He's going to have to step up into midfield here. Matthew Garbutt. Gives it away. I remember why I vowed never to play Matthew Garbutt again now. Great challenge from Denzel Dumfries. Get into the box. Get into the box. Ishmael Assar is there. Don't know why Josh Sargent isn't. We needed him in the box there. Jesse Cartwright. Up to Ishmael Assar. It's got to be a foul. There's no real advantage there, ref. And he doesn't bring it back. Where is the advantage there? How long is the advantage there? Half a second? How do we not get a free kick there? Caceres. Caleb Taylor. Not sure if that was a save from Bobek. I don't think it was. No, it just flashes wide. Jesse Cartwright. Christian Caceres. We might have to step up into our attacking game plan before too long. Alex Petit cuts inside. Beats Conor Gallagher. Nothing on ahead of him though. Alex Petit might not need any help. Strikes towards goal. Saved by the goalkeeper. Really good effort from Alex Petit. Christian Caceres is going to put it in. Ishmael Assar. Off the bar. Off the bar. How are we not level? There's Ishmael Assar again. Turns and shoots. Saved by the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper. How are we not level? 2 chances for Ishmael Assar there. The first one absolutely clattered the crossbar. Alex Petit back out to Caceres. Lifts it in. Josh Sargent heads towards goal. Again saved. Desperate for a goal. And we're coming so close to getting it. Josh Sargent with a header just too close to the goalkeeper there. Caceres puts it in towards Josh Sargent. Can't win it. Ishmael Assar struck by Caleb Taylor. Denzel Dumfries is in there. Caceres Jr. brings it down on the right hand side. There's nothing on ahead of him though. He's just going to have to take it wide and try and put the ball into the box. He manages to do exactly that. Goes out for a corner, which he will put in again. We'll have somebody run across the near post this time. That somebody is Josh Sargent. Wins the header and he equalises for Redmont Rangers. When we need a goal, it's Josh Sargent who is there to provide it. It has been for quite some time now for Redmont. Piling on the pressure at the end of this first half. Caceres puts yet another corner in. And Josh Sargent heads into the far right-hand corner. Perfectly placed header. An interesting approach. A little 180 header there. But he tucks it exactly where it needs to go. And with 38 minutes gone, it's a new game. 1-1. It's exactly what we needed before half-time. Really good play from Ishmael Assar. Sets Denzel Dumfries away. Matthew Garbutt is up ahead. What an intervention that is. What an intervention that is by the Nottingham Forest defender. Matthew Garbutt to Denzel Dumfries though. Alex Petit is in there. He's found him. Ishmael Assar with the ball at his feet. Tucks it away. 2-1. 2 goals in as many minutes. And Josh Sargent and Ishmael Assar, the 2 strikers today, turn the game on its head. A disastrous start as Alexander Bobek smashes the ball against his own centre-back's face. It ends up going in. But Ishmael Assar, after Josh Sargent's equaliser, puts Redmont Rangers ahead before half-time. 2 goals in 2 minutes for Redmont, and we're just going to sit in our defensive game plan for the last 5 minutes of this first half. That goal could be absolutely huge. Could be absolutely enormous for this football club. So we're going to sit with a back 5, a flat midfield 4 for these last 5 minutes. Just try and hold on to this lead. Don't want to give away another goal before half-time. Arthur Armstrong making sure that doesn't happen. Great challenge. Out for a Nottingham Forest throw. Arthur Armstrong trying to stop the cross. Does exactly that. Fantastic defending again. He's been so good since we signed him. Matthew Garbutt this time trying to stop the cross. Forces the ball back towards the Nottingham Forest goal at least. Alex Petit there as well. Good intervention from Petit. Get rid. Get rid. Arthur Armstrong does clear. There's Barley Mumba up front for some reason. Denzel Dumfries with the first time ball out to Matthew Garbutt on the left-hand side. We're going to need to change our players around slightly at half-time. Everybody's out of position. I won't bother doing it now since we are so close to half-time, but Barley Mumba's up front. Alex Petit is playing left-back. We're all over the place at the moment. Barley Mumba trying to knock the ball onto himself. I might just do it now. Actually, I really don't want to concede because somebody's out of position. So we want Barley Mumba here. We want Josh Sargent up front. We want Alex Petit on the right. We want Ismail Assar on the left. Caceres and Garbutt with Dumfries at right wing back is how we need it in our defensive game plan. So just a couple minutes to go before half time. Well into injury time now. Caceres wins a header well. It drops to a Nottingham Forest man though. Matthew Garbutt can't win it back. Conor Gallagher on the ball. Ismail Assar and Barley Mumba both there. Ismail Assar putting in a good shift. Barley Mumba as well. Good defending from Redmont. Just not allowing Nottingham Forest into our final third. And if the referee could blow his whistle at some point, that would be good. Barley Mumba with the challenge. Alexander Bobek just clears. And the referee does blow his whistle. So it's 2-1 Redmont Rangers at half-time. Frantic up and down first half there. Nottingham Forest edged possession. We had 11 shots though. 11 shots to Nottingham Forest 2. A lot of those would have been headers from corners. And the only reason Nottingham Forest have anything at all in this game is from a defensive mistake. Alexander Bobek absolutely making a complete hash of the clearance and forcing it against Jesse Cartwright. Nottingham Forest haven't created too much beyond that. They've had the odd half chance here or there, but we've defended fairly well. They've had possession of the ball, but we've done well just to limit what they've been able to do with it. Decent ball forward there towards Alex Petit, but didn't quite come off. Arthur Armstrong there forcing the ball back towards Nottingham Forest goal again. Josh Sargent pressing high up the pitch as he always does. Nicely worked from Nottingham Forest though. And they had space on that right hand side, but it's cleared by Arthur Armstrong. Josh Sargent can't bring it down. Caleb Taylor there. Matthew Garbutt puts a foot in. Great challenge. We're just going to clear the ball. We just need to be safe. No mistakes. Just have to be sensible. We're going to stick in our defensive game plan for a little while longer. I probably don't want to stick in it for the entire second half though. We are currently inviting a good amount of pressure. Good challenge. We are defending very, very well. But we're inviting pressure and we're not really able to keep hold of the ball at all when we do win it back. Nottingham Forest pressing very high and we just don't really have outlet balls. Great challenge, Denzel Dumfries. We're going to have to try and keep it here. Jesse Cartwright across to Arthur Armstrong. We need to try and keep the ball when we can. when we do recover possession from Nottingham Forest. But if there's any amount of danger, any amount of pressure whatsoever, I am content just to get rid of it. Denzel Dumfries back to Caleb Taylor. We'll work the ball across our back line when we can as well. We want as much time as possible to tick off this clock in this second half. Nice ball from Caceres up to Matthew Garbutt. Wide to Dumfries. Caleb Taylor. Back out to Dumfries wide. It's going to drive into the space on that right-hand side. And he's going to take it out for a throw-in. Not ideal. First substitution of the game for Nottingham Forest as Breland Bolo comes on. Good challenge from Matthew Garbutt. Do not give a free kick for that. You cannot give a free kick for that. Serge Gnabry coming on now as well. So some big names coming off this Nottingham Forest bench. Alex Petit with the ball at his feet. Denzel Dumfries there to help him. Not too much on ahead of either of them though. Caleb Taylor, Jesse Cartwright, Arthur Armstrong with Barley Mumba outside him. Arthur Armstrong there again. Christian Caceres in a position to receive the balls. Just going to have to hold on to it here though. Caleb Taylor, Denzel Dumfries. Matthew Garbutt's in good space. I don't like the pass though. Too risky. And with an hour left in the game, or with an hour gone in the game rather, half an hour left, we don't need to play passes that are too risky. Matthew Garbutt. Denzel Dumfries. Can he beat the Nottingham Forest man outside? Yes he can. Can he put the ball into the box? Yes he can. Josh Sargent can't win the header. Christian Caceres challenges, also can't win it. We'll have to get back in position now to defend. Matthew Garbutt does well just to delay the counter-attack. And we do manage to get back and find our shape again. Good intervention from Alex Petit, and he wins the ball back. Matthew Garbutt does find Alex Petit somehow. Josh Sargent at the back post. Alex Petit almost finds him. Cleared by Nottingham Forest. Ismail Assar intercepts. Josh Sargent tries to win the ball up the field as well. Referee gives a free kick again for some reason. Let's look into changes. We're 65 minutes in. Do we need to freshen anything up? We're actually fit. We're actually fit, healthy and playing well, so we're going to leave the substitutions for now. Callum Hudson-Odoi, yet another big name coming off the bench for Nottingham Forest. So it looks like they held a number of players back in this game, but a number of those big names are now out on the field for them. Well worked from Josh Sargent to Alex Petit. Again, we had a couple of risky passes that we could have tried there, but we do well just to keep the ball instead. Christian Caceres. Again, trying to keep the ball. There's 4 Nottingham Forest players surrounding him though. Denzel Dumfries. He's overran that, and he's put in a reckless challenge. Alex Petit, though, does well to win it back. Denzel Dumfries does not have good close control. Caceres clips it out to Barley Mumba really well. Really good play there. Caceres takes it back. Again, he's surrounded by Nottingham Forest players. We'll just keep the ball, though. We're doing a really good job of keeping the ball. Nottingham Forest sitting very, very deep. Very, very deep. And we can just work the ball across our back line here. They're really not pressuring us very much at all. Jesse Cartwright just standing there with the ball. And eventually Breland Bolo does decide to press. Poor pass from Jesse Cartwright after all that time that he spent on the ball. He had that long to pick out the pass. He's made a complete hash of it. Does manage to come across and recover, but that cannot happen. That cannot happen. Big ball up the field. Matthew Garbutt wins the header. Josh Sargent is there. Can he finish? He hits the post. No, that would have put the game to bed. Josh Sargent hits the post. Barley Mumba just about keeps it in. Oh, Josh Sargent was in space there. That would have doubled the lead. With about 15 minutes to go. Surely that would have been a Redmont Rangers win if that ball had gone into the back of the net. We give the ball away though. Caceres Jr. pressing high up the pitch, can't win it back. Josh Sargent dragged out of position as well. Arthur Armstrong trying to win it back from Mbolo. He's a big strong boy though. Caceres. Ismail Assar up ahead of him. Josh Sargent get in the box. Ismail Assar can't quite find Josh Sargent. Was a little too delayed on the pass there. I think we'll have to make some changes when the ball goes out of play. Alex Petit, he's been so good today, so good. And he's driving at the Nottingham Forest back line here. Just holds on to the ball. Cuts it out to Denzel Dumfries. In a position to cross, but I like just holding on to the ball instead. Dumfries weaves away from the Nottingham Forest defender. Josh Sargent is there. Can he put the game away now? Straight at the goalkeeper. 10 minutes to go in the game. 2-1 Redmont Rangers away from home. It's a great ball from the goalkeeper. I think it's handball there. That's let us off. Right, Matthew Garbutt is going to come off for Webber. Ismail Assar is going to come off for Brendan Clark. And I think that will be the only change that we make. Those will be the only changes, rather, that we make. Everybody's still fit. Relatively fresh legs, despite the congested fixtures at this stage of the season. We have focused the training plan on energy for that reason, so good to see that that's working out for us here. Webber with the ball, skips away from one Nottingham Forest defender, skips away from another, finds Brendan Clark. Barley Mumba's outside him, in room to cross, puts it to the back post. Alex Petit, what a save by the goalkeeper. We have had chances to put this game away and we have not taken them. Josh Sargent has had 2. Alex Petit has had 1 there. Nottingham Forest break. Denzel Dumfries with a foot in. Referee waves play on. Denzel Dumfries again trying to win the ball back, and the referee again blows his whistle for a free kick. It's actually a throw-in, and he's pulling it back for a yellow card for Denzel Dumfries. I don't hate that at all. I will take a yellow card over a free kick there all day long. What a ball that is from Bobek. Brendan Clark takes it down. Incredible pass from the Redmont goalkeeper. And we'll just take it into the corner here. Brendan Clark cuts inside, loses the ball. Loses the ball. Trying to cut inside to get a shot off there. Alex Petit doing well to force Nottingham Forest back. Josh Sargent close to winning the ball back. Caceres Jr. Brendan Clark needs to find his position, which he does. Caceres Jr., what an intervention that is. And we'll just clear the ball away to the right-hand side here, where Alex Petit takes it down. Again, we're going to take it into the corner. Alex Petit drives towards the Redmont. Nope, Nottingham Forest box. Josh Sargent is there. Can he put it away? Third time of asking. Another incredible save. That's 3 opportunities Josh Sargent has had himself to put this game to bed. Caceres Jr., short corner. Alex Petit. Caceres Jr.'s there. Going to take it into the corner. We'll take a corner if we can. Caceres pulled back. Jesse Cartwright's in there. What's he doing still up? I mean, I wouldn't have minded it if he would have scored, but he didn't, and now he's out of position. Get back, get back. Webber with a great challenge. What a challenge that is. Brendan Clark, bit of pace. Can he find the corner? He can't, and he can't find Webber either. 2 minutes of injury time. 1 has elapsed. We're halfway through the second. Nottingham Forest break. Arthur Armstrong, Breland Bolo. What a challenge, Arthur Armstrong. Get rid. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Referee blows the whistle. What a tackle that is, Arthur Armstrong. Redmont Rangers 2-1 winners away from home over promotion rivals. Nope, relegation rivals. I can barely speak today. Relegation rivals Nottingham Forest. That win, those 3 points, could be absolutely enormous if we are to stay up this season. Josh Sargent with the equaliser. Ismail Assar with the winner 2 minutes later. And we do end up edging possession. We dominated it in that second half. Same passes attempted, off by 1. 15 shots to Nottingham Forest 2. They had absolutely nothing. They had absolutely nothing in that game. We gifted them the lead. And then we took it right back from them. What do we make of our team's performance? Every player did his job. Some more than others. Alex Petit was incredible today. Absolutely incredible. So, I have no idea what the table's going to look like now. Let's advance to the Chelsea game and see where it stands there. Dumfries will be returning to Inter Milan soon. Jamie Shackleton wants to leave. That's a shame. He's been a good player for us. I'm not going to check these just yet. I'll check these off cam because we are so close to this Chelsea game. And I want to see where the table stands ahead of the final episode of the season. We are out of the relegation zone. We have a game in hand on Nottingham Forest, who are in the relegation zone. So we lie in 16th place, 35 games played, 37 points. Nottingham Forest, 36 games played, 35 points. So we are 2 points ahead with a game in hand. Nottingham Forest, 2 games left to play. They win them both. Who do Nottingham Forest have to close the season? Burnley have Chelsea. We play Chelsea next, but Burnley also have Chelsea. Nottingham Forest play Wolves, who are down in a relegation battle as well. And Nottingham Forest also have... Why can't I see their other game? They have one more game. Where is it? They have Aston Villa. So, not the easiest games for Nottingham Forest, but not the most difficult either. Sheffield United are obviously down. Burnley aren't quite down yet, technically, but they are essentially relegated. There's no way they get out of the position that they are in. Can Brentford still go down? Brentford also have a game in hand, and they're a point above Nottingham Forest. Wolves could still get dragged into it as well, so it's so tight going into this final episode. So that's how the table stands. We've been through the fixtures already for the final episode. Chelsea away, Sheffield United at home, Manchester United away. I'm caught in two minds about which games we should play, or which game we should play rather. Do we play Sheffield United? Because that's going to be the most difficult. Or I really can't talk. I really cannot talk this episode. That's going to be the easiest game. It's going to be the complete opposite of the most difficult. It's going to be the easiest game. It's going to be the one that we're most likely to get a win in. And if we get a single win, it takes us to 40 points, which is probably enough to secure Premier League football next season. Or do we save our game for Manchester United and we see what happens against Chelsea and Sheffield? If we get 3 points against Sheffield United in Sim and it's not enough to secure Premier League football for certain, then we could play this game against Manchester United. I mean, it's also the only home game that we have here as well, so it's the game that we're most likely to win in Sim. Poor opposition at home. So if we're going to win any of these in simulation, it's probably going to be Sheffield United, and then we can try our best to get another point or maybe even another 3 from either of these other games. So I think I've talked myself into playing Manchester United, but I will think about it between episodes and I will let you know at the beginning of the next episode what we are going to do. But one final episode to play this season. It is going to determine whether we play Premier League football or Championship football next season. It may even determine whether or not Hans Newman keeps his job as Redmont Rangers manager as well. So we will look forward to that in the next episode. I hope to see you there. Take it easy.